One of the other interesting areas, I guess, in terms of the impact of exhibitions like this is developing whole new types of careers for people. Certainly fashion schools have been in existence for many, many years, but now many of these fashion schools have additional courses or elements within them that cater to young people who are interested in fashion from the perspective of being able to curate it in a museum context, or even fashion journalism, sort of a new thread of training that's connected with the fashion industry but is about connecting to and supporting the types of new ways and forums that fashion is experienced. Certainly, these exhibitions also have an educational impact and are seen very much as a way of informing people, or in the case of a body of work like this, it's no better way really to reflect on the contribution of a single designer over decades and decades of their work, and to be able to really, you know, in this space of two rooms as we have here, really be able to come to see the way that designers over decades not only revisit their own ideas but evolve them and develop them as well. And I'm sure, like me, you probably, in walking around this exhibition, have had moments where you've thought you've been able to pick what decade it is that you're looking at, but perhaps you've been wrong by about 20 or 30 years. And I guess it's a subtle thing, but it's a nice way of actually reinforcing that designers do, as we all do, sort of revisit particular favourites. And one of the other things that I think is really, you can't talk about fashion exhibitions and their appeal without discussing, is very much reflected by where I chose to place myself for today's talk. And that is our fascination and our desire to be close to garments, or to see for ourselves garments that have been worn by people who are in the public eye, actresses, actors, movie stars, performers of all sorts. There's something, I think, quite particular about feeling that you've actually seen something that's worn by someone. You may have seen images in the press, but certainly that appeal is a very long-standing thing. And I know from our own experience in Melbourne, when we did an exhibition of the work of Gianni Versace, there of course is the very infamous safety pin dress that was worn by Liz Hurley, and that was one of the most frequently requested, you know, where is it? Did she really wear it? You know, that fascination with the, you know, that connection with people that we know in a different context, I think is a really powerful one. And certainly in the late 90s even, there was a whole auction that focused on the gowns worn by, it was all women, all female actors who had been on the red carpet for the Oscars Awards, and a whole series of these garments went up for auction, and it was tremendously successful auction and drew great interest both from private collectors and institutions. Our own institution acquired a work from that auction, which was in fact the American Express gold Amex dress that was worn by Lizzie Gardner when she collected her Oscar for Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. So there is something very much, something you can't ignore about people's desire to engage or to get closer to celebrity through fashion. But I think at the end of the day, everyone's experience is completely different, and I would be really curious whether you want to talk to me afterwards or if you want to call out to sort of get a sense from you about what it is that draws you into an exhibition like this, whether it is something just as simple and valid as wanting to see exquisitely beautiful things made in a way or a style that you can have no experience of yourself but can only imagine, whether it is something something about connecting with a particular way of understanding history and how we as human beings develop and change and reflect our style as the decades pass. Whether it's purely about seeing the dress worn by someone famous or whether it's something else entirely different. But it remains that these types of exhibitions will continue to be really powerful and important in terms of understanding our own design history, our own connection with beautiful objects, whatever form they take, and feeling that there's something very comfortable and familiar, even with garments that of this nature, which are largely in terms of cost and accessibility, not within the realm of you or I, but still there's something there that we can all connect with. So thank you for listening today, and I hope you've learned a little bit at least about how it is that we got to be where we are with fashion exhibitions. Thank you.